Hi everyone, it's Zen Lioness or Denise. I'm just popping in to give you a quick disclaimer on the video I'm about to post. What happened was I collaborated with B.R.N again, and we really enjoyed the content of the video itself. It wasn't rehearsed or anything. The only issue is after we went back and played it, we realized that the audio quality wasn't the best. The microphone was kind of glitching in and out. So until we get the whole microphone issue sorted out, we still wanted to go ahead and post a video because we both kind of like it. We like the topics that we kind of started to get into. So I really hope you like this video as well. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Hi everyone, it's Denise, a.k.a. Zen Linus, and I'm here again with B.R.N, Black Revolutionary Now. And today we wanted to talk a little bit about imagery and role modeling, especially in the Black community. And as a couple, there are some things that are very important when it comes to, I guess, setting standards or setting an example for other people. So we just wanted to go into that a little bit today. I know that you had some ideas the other day that you were bouncing around.
Um, I think black imagery is very important, especially when we live in these times of negative um, things that people who doesn't look like us project, project out in the media, on the news, and so forth. So it is very important we contrast that, or I say, push back and to bring positive black imagery to the younger generations who look like us. Because um, being younger as a preteen going into your adulthood, you are shaped with various images, especially when the images of the people look like you. So it's very important that we have a part in showing that contrast of this is what positive black role models look like.
Do you have any specific examples you could give of positive behavior versus negative behavior in terms of like role modeling?
Well, we all know the whole, when you look at the entertainment industry, and nobody in the entertainment industry should be a role model for young black youth. They don't set the standards. We see a lot of rappers and we see a lot of female rappers for young females, whatever. They have this whole ghetto kind of portray of this is how you should act, or this is the norm, you know, a certain thing. So just watching those kind of images that we see on social media, and on television, whatever, that's something that we don't want to subject our kids to. So that's one of the things, whatever, because we see a lot of ratchet behavior of the way they dress and the way how they talk and the slang they use. And we have to be a staple, in the community of being in public, for example, and showing what great black imagery look like. It starts at home, but they also need to see it because they're not always at home, in the mall or in school, and out and about. So we need to be that example so they could see that, so they could see that positive, and not what social media and the news project project us to be. We could eat the fish and spit the bones out, and yeah, you have to listen to everything, but we have to make sure we don't take entertainers as role model, because that could be a very dangerous thing, because you don't know how they could switch up down the road.
Okay, so the example that you gave is really good of how you shouldn't really follow any celebrities because you don't know where their mind is at, where their heart is at, and they can switch up on you without any notice. They could change.
Exactly.
Like when you say appropriate behavior, inappropriate behavior, rational behavior, acceptable behavior. Like I was looking for specific examples. So for me personally, I don't want to stray too far from the main conversation, but just being able to like regulate yourself, regulate your emotions in public. One example I could think of is I went to get bubble tea once, and my daughter, why are you swelling? Why are you swelling?
Because I know you love bubble tea. That's the reason I'm smiling.
Okay, so we went to go get bubble tea at the mall, and there was this black lady with her son ahead of us, and the lineup was really long, so she was getting frustrated, and she was sucking her teeth and making these like snide comments and everything. And then when the cashier put a bubble tea, like a mango bubble tea on the counter, the black woman snatched it and she's like, "You made it wrong. I said no tapioca, blah, blah, blah." And the cashier's like, "This isn't your order. This is for someone else." So the black woman made a fool of herself by being like really angry and aggressive for no reason. And in that moment, I'm like, stuff like that happens all the time. That for me would be an example of a negative or ratchet behavior. But also, when you were talking about the female celebrities, like the rappers, I think one thing you didn't mention specifically is that they're very, very over sexualized. Like they talk about sex in great detail. They try to sell themselves as like sex
Sex symbols.
objects
Yeah.
or symbols, and it's kind of overpowering or overwhelming. It's like really, really in your face. It's not even seductive. It's just right out there.
That's a great point.
So those are two examples of like ratchet behavior versus like more positive behavior. But since I just gave two examples of the negative, can you think of like maybe two examples of positive behavior, either in real life or in the media, to kind of counteract what I just said?
Yeah, yeah. Those are great examples, and we all know already, that especially in the black community, we have a lot of people who is in the industry who push sexual deviancy. I mean, and our people. I mean, and this is deliberate. So that was a great point. Positive. I mean, like I say, we have to carry ourselves with a standards of respect, and we all know, the vibration of what that level of respect is. I mean, it's just the way that you dress. You could dress sexy, right, but not sexual. So I mean, it's just the way how you speak to each other. That's the way, if you're out, I mean, as a couple, and that's the way how you conduct yourself. Because there's younger black boys and girls who's looking up, and they gonna soak up whatever they see, especially when in the images, I mean, they're looking at, I mean, it's people who reflect their skin color. So it's very important that we carry ourselves with an aura of respect, and that will transform in the way how they look at themselves and the way how they look at people who's older than them. Very important. Once you have a conscious level of understanding, because I always say part of consciousness comes within. Because if you're conscious of something, I mean, because consciousness meaning that you are aware of what is right and what is wrong. So if you are conscious, I don't think anybody have to tell you what you need to do. You're conscious, so you know how you need to present yourself. I mean, and how to dress. You're conscious of that. So so I think that's us being mentally conscious, it automatically feeds itself into the way we speak, to each other out in public, the way how we dress, the way how we carry each other. We not under ratchet kind of way, whatever. And that is not a facade we just put on just because we are in public. It starts at home first, and that will reflect naturally out in public.
But I also think you kind of need to define conscious for people to get that reference, that definition. And everyone has their own definition. But for me, what comes to mind is like you said, like you should know what kind of dress is inappropriate, what kind of dress is not appropriate. One thing that you mentioned, and it wasn't in this uh, particular video, but you did say that for couples, the way they treat themselves in public is important. It should be really respectful because other people, especially younger people, are taking that and kind of they might model themselves after that.
Yes,
And also because other
exactly.
races are taking note of that, and you don't want to leave some kind of negative stereotype
Yes,
when they're watching you. So that's a very good point. What else?
yes,
Like for me personally, like I think that when people hear the word conscious, they think of people that take care of themselves. So like health wise, they would be eating food that's more on the healthy side rather than I know I don't
yeah.
know
Well,
if I'm
that's
going on a tangent,
but well,
but they would
that's
take care of
how.
themselves like physically and mentally, like make sure that you're
Yes,
well read, make sure that you're looking after your health so that you're not like
yeah. But it's a difference, and we could put it in structures of context because you could be health conscious or whatever. So when I say conscious, it's cover everything. It meaning that you're conscious about your health. You're conscious in the way how you speak. You're conscious in the way how you act out in public. You're conscious. So I think it covers everything because you could be health conscious, you could be book conscious, whatever. So when I say like consciousness, it covers
I know.
everything,
Like to
right?
break it down, like you're just trying to be at your best in all those fields.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
like
you're conscious of the things that you do that will affect people who's younger than you and who's trying to have a positive examples on how to model themselves after. So you're very conscious of that.
that's a good way of putting it then.
Yes. So
So what do you think is the most important takeaway when it comes to like presenting a positive image for younger people and for other black people in general?
just know your worth, know your divinity, walk in your light because, and that is being conscious of the things uh, that you know. If you have, um, you have a certain responsibility as melanated people to go out there to set a proper example of being a positive black role model. And I mean, and that's all it is. I mean, that's a takeaway. We have a responsibility, and we not waiting for no celebrity like to do that because we know they're wishy-washy with certain things, whatever. So that will be the takeaway. Know your responsibility. Way how you act could negatively or positively affect younger generation who look just like you.
Very good, very good way of summing it up. So thank you for making this video with me, for making another one with me, and
You're more than welcome.
thank you if you watched this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye.
Peace.